Om Namah Shivaya. Hi friends, how are you? In this video we are going to learn about the bursa related to the shoulder joint. Okay, bursa related to the shoulder joint. This is the second part, guys. In first part we learn about the articular surfaces, okay, ligaments and accessory ligaments of the shoulder joint. Okay, coming to the topic, several bursa are related to the shoulder joint, but the important ones are as follows: subscapular bursa, subacromial bursa, and infraspinatus bursa. These are the important bursa that related to the shoulder joint. See here, three bursa. You may see the three bursa in this figure. One, okay, this is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, guys, these are the three bursa. These are the important three bursa. Okay, this is the subscapular bursa, subacromial bursa, and infraspinatus bursa. Subscapular bursa, subacromial bursa, infraspinatus bursa. Subscapular bursa. Subscapular bursa lies between the tendon of subscapularis and the neck of the scapula and protects the subscapularis from friction against the neck. This bursa usually communicates with the joint cavity. Okay, guys, that means this subscapular bursa protects the subscapularis muscle from the friction. Subscapularis muscle tendon, guys. Okay, and it protects the tendon from friction against the neck. This bursa usually communicates with the joint cavity. Next, subacromial bursa. Subacromial bursa lies between the coracoacromial ligament and acromial process above, and supraspinatus tendon and joint capsule below. Okay, guys, it lies between the coracoacromial ligament and acromial process above. And next, supraspinatus tendon and joint capsule below. It continues downwards beneath the deltoid, hence it is sometimes also referred to as subdeltoid bursa. It continues downwards beneath the deltoid muscle, hence it is sometimes also called as subdeltoid bursa. It is largest synovial bursa in the body and facilitates the movement of supraspinatus tendon under the coracoacromial arch. It is the largest synovial bursa in the body and facilitates the movement of supraspinatus tendon under the coracoacromial arch. See this figure, guys. This is the subacromial bursa. Okay, this is the subacromial bursa, and this subacromial bursa also called as subdeltoid bursa. Okay, this is also called as subdeltoid bursa. Why we call this subdeltoid bursa? Because this subacromial bursa comes downward beneath the deltoid muscle. Thus this came like this. Okay, guys, and this bursa lies between the in above coracoacromial ligament and acromial process present above here, guys. In this is above and this is below. Remember like this: above this one and below this one. Above coracoacromial ligament and acromial process are present. When come below, supraspinatus tendon and joint capsule are present. Below, supraspinatus tendon and joint capsule are present. Okay, this subacromial bursa is the largest bursa in our body, and this provides the free movement of the supraspinatus. Infraspinatus bursa. It lies between the tendon of infraspinatus and posterolateral aspect of the joint capsule. It may sometimes communicate with the joint cavity. Infraspinatus bursa. It lies between the tendon of infraspinatus and posterolateral aspect of the joint capsule. It may sometimes communicate with the joint cavity. See here, guys, a note is given. The bursa around the shoulder joint are clinically important as some of them communicate with the synovial cavity of the joint. Consequently, the opening a bursa may mean entering into a cavity of the joint. The bursa around the shoulder joint are clinically important as some of them communicate with the synovial cavity of the joint. Consequently, opening a bursa may mean entering into the cavity of the joint. Okay guys, this is about the bursa that related to the shoulder joint. In next video we are going to learn about the relations of the shoulder joint. Okay, don't miss that video. If you like my explanation, please like, share and don't forget to subscribe and don't miss the notifications. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.